Go ahead, please, sir.
I wasn't able to get an ADA person. Do you want to go forward with the appointment today?
I would love to go forward with the appointment, but, you know, since we're going to be at the appointment talking about recommendations and, you know, the fact that it's been longer than 2 weeks, I want to know why. Is this not the San Francisco Department of Public Health? Have I not been seeing you for like over 2 months? Have I not requested, you know, I believe 527 for the next...
I'm sorry, do you want to come into an exam?
I want to understand why the Department of Public Health cannot get me an ADA representative as repeatedly requested from, you
Jason,
know...
I'm not going to talk to you in the hallway. I'm going to walk into the exam room. If you'd like to come in, please do.
I will follow
And
you.
please turn it off while you're in the public space.
I'm sorry, what?
Please turn the recording off while you're in the public space.
Is it against the law?
Yes, it is.
Can you tell me the law?
Please come in.
Oh, well, then, if you can't tell me the law, are you misleading me? Are you being abrasive and, you know, antisocial by giving me, you know, this? I mean, how is this fair, doctor? I do not understand the abuse. Please explain it to me.
Please come in.
Yes, you know, I'm very tired of this, doctor. I've come to you for assistance. You know, you're not quoting me the law. You know, you're violating my rights. I've repeatedly asked for ADA help. What is the problem? Is this not the San Francisco Department of Public Health? Or is it that the San Francisco Department of Public Health is rigged to screw people?
I want to ask you whether you want to go forward with a medical appointment today.
I believe I said yes earlier, and I believe it's on video, and I also believe that I will follow up with you as, you know, my doctor to understand the chicanery that's going on. Why can the Department of Public Health not come up with an ADA representative after repeatedly asking? Can we find somebody who can answer it then?
I'm sorry?
Can we find somebody who can answer that?
I can keep trying.
You are very trying, doctor.
I'm sorry?
You are very trying.
I don't understand what you mean.
Well, what have you succeeded in doing so far? The 2 weeks, you know, I was supposed to have waited for an appointment didn't materialize. I repeatedly asked for ADA help. I have a list of recommendations I want to go over with you because they're skewered, they're incorrect as to what we spoke about. Please define how you're helping me.
I'm attempting to help you by giving you recommendations for your health.
The recommendations that are incorrect?
Do you want to go over them?
Yes, I would love to go over them.
I'd recommend we do that now.
All right. Please explain to me, you know, when you state that, you know, there are barriers for me videotaping. Am I breaking the law, doctor?
I'm not a lawyer. I can't say that.
You just told me earlier that I was.
I understand that in terms of breaking the law, videoing in the public areas is not something you're allowed to do. Certainly,
You just told me you weren't a lawyer. I'm very confused. Please explain it to me, doctor, so that I can feel satisfied that I'm being treated, you know, respectfully and that the English language applies.
I don't understand what you mean by that.
Well, your words are meaningless to me, doctor, at this point. I don't understand. What do you mean you don't understand? I asked you a question. Is it illegal to videotape? You stated, you know, that you're not a lawyer. You know, I've told you it's not. You know, you said, you know, that I'm creating barriers by videotaping. It's not illegal. Then who's creating the barriers? And by, you know, in this intelligent fixing the narrative so that it looks like poisoning the well to make it look like I'm bad or I'm doing something wrong, I don't consider help medically. That's just one of the elements here. We can go over all the rest. You know, the other element here that I'd like to go over, but first let me get you to account for that. You know, is it illegal for me to videotape? Why are you putting me in harm's way? And, you know, where is the ADA representative here? You know, who is failing here, doctor? It certainly isn't I.
I'm not sure what to tell you. I can tell you that videoing, people don't like to be videoed. People don't like it put up on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. And I can tell you that it's not illegal. And, you know, you're saying it's creating a barrier. And when you put this in my file, it's not going to look like the whole truth that we spoke about. That it's not illegal, and that you're painting me into a corner. This is similar to constructive termination, you know, make it look like I'm the bad guy. You're blaming the victim here. How is that helping me, doctor?
I don't I'm certainly not attempting to blame you for anything.
Then why are you saying that I'm creating the barriers?
Well, let me ask you a question. What does the videoing do for you?
I don't know, doctor. After years of writing paperwork, to the Department of Public Health, and it's screwing me. The video is at least showing what's happening now to others, and to me, as far as me continuing to seek my medical care, which I've been denied all along. It's proving, and it's, part of my adjustment disorder. It's my programmatic access, along with the signed confession, and that, of course, you didn't understand the English language and what that meant. So, where are we going with this line of questioning?
Well, I'm just trying to get you to understand that from the point of view of individual people, videoing them feels like an invasion of their privacy. People don't want to help you. That's the kind of barrier that I'm talking about.
But it's not illegal. So if it's not illegal and they don't want to help me, then are they denying me services? Is it called non-performance and negligence?
I wouldn't call it that.
Well, I would. So what do we do to, follow up, not only on the non-performance and the negligence, and the prior times that I've gone to the Department of Public Health to continue to follow up on my health care and been played by word games and, everything else when I wasn't videotaping. I'm so glad I'm videotaping, so that everybody can see how rigged it is. Let's move on to another subject that you spoke of here. Okay, that you will recommend to SFPD about what is that? Something about policies about regarding abusive patients. Am I an abusive patient for knowing my rights and wanting to be, to provide informed consent to receive my treatment, doctor? Please explain it to me.
I certainly don't think that's the reason that you're an abusive patient.
So I am an abusive patient then, according to you.
But I think that you do come across as somebody who is angry, raises your voice, speaks in belittling terms to almost everyone you speak to. That's what the definition is.
Can you define belittling? Would belittling be like coming to a doctor and seeking, decent health care and, honesty and going forward and having, word games being played and, and put in his file? This is not belittling me, doctor, when I've spoken nothing but the truth and I've not been the failure. I believe the only reason I'm receiving this health care is because I've continued to videotape even when I was illegally arrested.
Is that a question?
No, it's a fact. So, let's continue. When will an ADA representative be available?
As I have said all along, that's not a usual service that I know about.
So the Department of Public Health, the San Francisco Department of Public Health, does not provide ADA representation upon request. It's not a service that you're familiar with.
As you know, somebody came, they weren't willing to be videotaped.
As you know, it's not illegal. As you know, that was a violation of my ADA rights. As you know, by you not stating that and trying to skewer, the direction of this is harming me. And I don't appreciate it. Okay, let's go down the rest of them. Your note as far as Tom Waddell. And, if I went there, they wouldn't allow videotaping. Is it illegal to videotape? Once again, we're getting back to this. So if I was, really sick and ill and had to go to San Francisco General or Tom Waddell, and it has all these illegal policies that deny me that, and of course, the Department of Public Health has hired the sheriff as its lapdog to invade people's rights, even so that it denies civil standby when I call the police department and the videos are here. What hope is there, doctor?
What do you mean?
Oh, just what I stated. You told me I couldn't go to Tom Waddell because, they have a policy against videotaping in San Francisco General. Well, if I'm deadly ill and I've already been falsely arrested at San Francisco General and you're writing me and telling me that they have a policy that's, illegal and I can't go in, and the sheriff's already been used as a lapdog to illegally arrest me when I've called for civil standby so that the police department could come out here and protect my constitutional rights, which have been violated consistently. What part do you not understand about the rigged methodology that's set up to defeat people's medical rights and constitutional rights at the Department of Public Health at 101 Grove, where, oh, by the way, last week, when I came in and called for civil standby, San Francisco Emergency told me that this was the sole jurisdiction of the sheriff, which it's not, according to the sheriff's public information person. So, are you not understanding how it's rigged and to fail?
I'm going to just tell you honestly, I think that, although I guess I can say I don't understand your need to video, but I do understand the fact that that presents a barrier to you getting any of the care that you need.
And you do understand that it's, something that the other people are doing, that it's illegal. The barrier is created by their illegalities of not performing the required services.
I can tell you I haven't gotten the opinion of the city attorney on it. Certainly everything I've seen from lots of attorneys is that videoing isn't something that you have a right to do in these kind of visits.
Really? So you're claiming, for example, that when UCSF is developing their telemedicine, where they're videoing their patient and talking to their patient and everything via video, it's not something that the hospitals and medicine is dwelling into and developing, along with the Department of Public Health? The UCSF will not be doing telemedicine and in the future?
They certainly wouldn't do it without somebody's permission. I think that that's very clear.
Without somebody's permission. Well, I've asked for programmatic access. Do you understand the term of programmatic access and what it means?
It's to the extent that I can understand the common sense meaning of it, yes. A legal meaning, it's not my area.
And what is the common sense meaning? It means that if an individual can't access the program, that, accommodation should be made. Correct? And apparently I haven't been able to access my medical care, having written and done everything correctly. The only reason I'm accessing it now is because I'm videotaping. Interesting supposition. Let's continue down that line, doctor. So if I've done everything correctly and videotaping is not incorrect, why was I denied the services in the past?
I honestly don't know what you're talking about.
You don't have my medical record in front of you? You didn't read it? You didn't, all these things?
I honestly don't see where you were denied services.
Oh, you didn't see the settlement agreement that acknowledged I was denied emergency services? That, admitted fault and guilt. Signed by the city, that I gave to you in your hand, that's, that we have on video. Is this a game, doctor? You didn't see that?
No, of course.
Well, then was this a game, the last sentence? That you said you didn't see these things. Well, apparently I showed it to you. Were you not paying attention? Did you not see it? How are you helping me by continuing to evade the truth?
Well, I'm ready to tell you, so far I'm not being able to help you with these kind of problems. Medical problems, I'm willing to, the reason I asked you to come in again was I wanted to check up on how you were doing with your medical problems.
Am I going to get a blood test today?
Have you signed up for Medicare?
Did I not write and ask you to send me to the Medicare person here? I have the email. Another failure, doctor. Not on my part, but, thank you, you did. And I followed up. Did you follow up with me? Oh, let's see, wait a minute. I was supposed to have an appointment 2 weeks ago also. Did you follow up with me on that? I understand. I'm the problem. I'm videotaping my harm.
Do you understand that that type of language, that type of kind of way of being does come across as abusive?
Let's see. A person who was deceived and not received what he was told within 2 weeks, I would consider that, to be abusive to him. Denial of his ADA rights, I would consider that to be abusive to him. Told that he's creating barriers that he's not, that's not illegal, that he's being denied, I would consider that abusive. Must I go on too about abusive?
I certainly understand that you felt abused.
I certainly understand that you felt abused.
Okay.
Good.
That's something to, I certainly...
Who has the duty here, doctor? Who is the professional?
By all means, I'm offering my services here to you.
And I'm following up on the offer and what it means by questioning it because, like I said, I didn't receive an appointment 2 weeks ago. I told you that I needed medication the last time I was in because I was still feeling ill, and I didn't receive any, and then you wrote me about Medicare. We spoke about that. Oh, and the Medicare is in the recommendation here, but it's not, fully, jested out as to why I wouldn't go back. It's skewered to poison the well to make it look like I'm the problem as opposed to the Medicare, which did the incorrect thing that we spoke about. That was on the video. Another one of your incorrect recommendations. So yes, doctor, if you're not here to abuse me, then please explain this because it certainly does feel like abuse, especially since I've told you the truth since day one.
So, as far as blood tests, I can tell you, I can order blood tests for you. If you're willing to pay cash out of pocket, there are many labs you can go to get your blood tests done.
And why don't you find out what that's going to cost? And in addition, why don't you schedule somebody, an appointment with, I believe it was Jack Kwan, who's the Medicare person to sign up with, here for the Department of Public Health, so that I can come in and videotape, and speak to him and to continue to show people that, the truth has no weight.
I guess it sounds like you are not really wanting to get Medicare. You want to prove something that
Well, thank you for
finding it hard to understand what it is.
putting incorrect words in my mouth. I never stated
that's
that.
a
If I didn't
question.
want to take it, I wouldn't have asked for the appointment with Jack Kwan. But it's a lovely evasion, it's a lovely spin, and it's abusive, doctor. I do want to get Medicare. I just want to tell the whole truth, like I've done before, as opposed to the skewered, reframing here by your incorrect recommendations, saying that, that I should go back on Medicare after we spoke about going back to the priest that molested me. Once again, it's something to put it in my file to make it look like I'm the bad person when I've done nothing incorrect. And I consider that abusive, doctor.
I understand that, and I try to understand from your point of view what this must seem like. It must be horrible. You've certainly told me it's horrible. I think it's important that you understand how it comes across to other people.
Well, then apparently you haven't been looking at the YouTube videos and the audience and what they've been saying about how it does come across to other people. They've noticed how it comes across. And, what is the incompetence, where is the failure, and, who has the problem in dispensing what is legally required. So, it's not I who am failing. And thank God I'm taking a video of it. Now, there were other things that I wrote you about, the disability, paperwork. You didn't tell me what the blood test is going to cost. So in the interim, could you please schedule and email me for, the Medicare, the Mr. Kwan or whoever I have to come in to apply with and videotape the application. And of course, repeating, that the priest that molested me, telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So that when I do go back to Medicare and their rigged procedure, at least everyone will know that, it's not I who am wrong and being victimized by a rigged methodology that I'm being thrown into, just, by telling the truth, because apparently, like I said, the truth carries no weight. I mean, will you fix this paperwork so that it's reflective of what's correct? Or will this incorrect paperwork go into my file, into my medical file?
I guess this is a matter of opinion. Can you explain to me what aspect of this you need to have corrected?
Well, let's see.
So far,
let's see. The last time you gave me my paperwork, or I got the paperwork from, years past, it didn't include the signed settlement agreement. It had the paperwork calling me the crazy person for, having been arrested at San Francisco General, and yada, yada, yada. But the follow-up paperwork to show that I was correct wasn't in there. It wasn't an accurate medical record. Just like this isn't an accurate medical record if it goes into my file. Where is the paperwork that I sent you back negating this? Will that go in my file also? Because all the paperwork that I sent to the Department of Public Health, I didn't see in that file. That should have been in, that should have been in my healthcare file. You're asking me why I'm videotaping. Because I'm telling you, it's rigged. The entire procedure is rigged.
I can't imagine how painful that is to you.
I can't imagine how painful it is to others being misled by the Department of Public Health that's unaccountable, inhumane, doesn't provide services, skewers everything, and then expects, I guess if you're desperate and you're poor and you're homeless, you'll take anything. Well, doctor, after having been turned away from San Francisco General seeking emergency services, I will die with my principles. I will not give them up. And that's why I am videotaping, to show people what the system puts them through. This is why people give up their principles. This is why they become violent, because they're played by a system that's supposed to be there, And, there's willing players, there's willing accomplices. There's, everybody plays their part in this, on this stage.
Well, I always say that it's one of the most critical things to understand people's values. What I've heard you say is, I will die by my principles. That's a very strong statement. That's something that, as a doctor, in one sense I find admirable, and in another sense I find very frightening. I'd like you not to die standing on your principles.
Well, we can agree on that. I don't think anyone should die for their principles, but could you tell that to the people in Guantanamo who are innocent and, because they've had principles, and have been tortured every day and had a non-life, what hope there is? Because, I'm in the same position. It hasn't, the only reason I'm getting this medical care is because I'm videotaping, and it's been I who've been following up. I didn't get an appointment from you. I got an appointment by following up, So, please continue, and I will continue to point out the whole truth.
I'm going to continue to tell you, I think that the most proximate cause of barriers right now is your videotaping. Now, it may be
And them not performing, them creating an illegal barrier. Videotaping is not illegal. Could you work on getting, something from the city attorney? I mean, supposedly, compliance and privacy was supposed to get that. Supposedly, the Department of Public Health was supposed to get that response. Supposedly, the Mayor's Office of Disability 3 years was supposed to get the response. I've got the videos. Who's failed? Certainly hasn't been me by continuing to video, tape the fact that, of course, there's not been a response. It's rigged. The city attorney's not going to respond. PC 632, the false arrest, everything else. Oh, I'm still awaiting a response, yes.
I'm still saying I'm trying to help you avoid some of that stuff.
Why would I want to avoid the truth and accountability, everything that's been denied?
Well, again, it's the mismatch in values.
Oh, so you don't care
up?
about accountability and the truth?
When I'm sitting here with you, I care about your health.
So you don't care about accountability and truth?
Mostly I care about your health.
So you don't care about accountability and truth?
Of course.
So if you don't care about that, how can I have faith that you're going to provide me decent, adequate care if you don't believe in accountability and truth?
Gotta understand.
How do I know that you're going to be accountable for what you do? How do I know you're going to be truthful in what you do if you don't believe in it? You were the one who walked into it. You walked into it, doctor. You're the one who said, that all you cared about was my health. Well,
No, you didn't. Yeah, I think you missed a piece of it there.
What piece did I miss if, you're not concerned about the truth and me giving you the truth and holding people accountable for the lack of health care, the barriers which I'm not creating, that other people are illegally creating, that the city attorney will never respond to, because you know what? If he had to arrest me under 632, he'd have to arrest San Francisco General, because it's videotaping, and I have the videotapes right here from when I sunshine them. Would you like to see them? Do you have a comment about that?
No.
Is it only I who was breaking the law then? Thank you, doctor. So, let's continue with these mind games. It doesn't help, especially somebody who's telling the truth. I understand why people, succumb.
How can I help you?
That's a good question. You're the doctor. Please tell me. How can you help me? Are you going to set up the appointment with Mr. Kwan so that I can apply for my Medicare and, videotape that and, go continue to tell the truth? Are you going to find out what it's going to cost for a blood test, so that if I can afford it, we can get it done? Am I going to get a prescription today or antibiotics or something so that I can feel better? I could tell you I was having chest pains. I could tell you, the lack of care that I've been having over the last month has been causing me problems. I can certainly show you videos, but, I'm truly, in all honesty, still wanting to see, some care, and to be able to feel like I can trust you. At this point, it's very difficult.
I can see that.
Let's get a group of psychiatrists. Let's check out my mental health. Let me tell the truth to everyone. Show the video, show the paperwork, so that you can continue to tell them that I'm the one who's creating the barriers. Because when I've done everything correctly, written wise, a settlement agreement, yada, 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 what did that accomplish?
So let me ask you if you want to talk about your health today, your symptoms.
Okay, can I
what's
turn this
going
off
on.
and turn it back on? Because I have to, hold on a second, please.